Now we go to the last presentation from the Palestinian regions. Zaita, I'm very glad he's there. He's there. So please, the floor is yours.
Yeah. Do you see me? Sorry, I lost the Zoom.
I see you.
Yes.
And you see my slide?
Almost.
Not yet?
Yes, we do. Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. So good morning. My name is Seita. That I work for the UN agency for Palestine refugees called UNRWA. And then that. So firstly, what's the Palestine refugees and UNRWA? So Palestine refugees are around 5.7 million, one of the largest refugee population in the world now. And they surely one of the longest refugee route since 1948 in the Gaza, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, and the West Bank, including East Jerusalem. And then that the UNRWA was established in 1950 to provide protection and support to these 5.7 million refugees. And we have many services, one of which is health, which provide the primary health care with 140 clinics in all these 5 places, and provide the MCH, NCD, diabetes, hypertension, and others. And so why we are doing MCH handbook? Firstly, thanks to JICA, that in 2008, that the MCH handbook was introduced in Palestine together with the Palestine Authority. And in 2010, that we expanded all the remaining 3 places. So now Gaza, West Bank, as well as Jordan, Lebanon, and Syria, using MCH handbook hard copies. And it is used. We have taken care of around 90,000 new mothers every year. And then that they love it. And the evidence of their love and the appreciation is that this is a photo, many of you might have seen this, when that one of the Palestinian refugees left Syria due to the conflict heading to the north. And this is a photo of her back, inside of her back. And she has a baby, and there are lots of medicine and others to take care of baby, but center of which is that our MCH handbook. And so how this is clearly the evidence that they love it. Now, then why we digitalize MCH handbook? The first most important thing is that the community is already, or was already digitalized. Smartphones everywhere, Facebook and WhatsApp are everybody's communication tools. And in a quick survey and also repeated survey clearly told us that 70 to 80% of the people have smartphones, and the 60-70% of them have internet. And so it's quite a digitalized community in this part of the world. At the same time, UNRWA itself is digitalized. We have extensive electronic medical records. We call it e-health, connecting all the health centers, all the 140 clinics with a central server, now in cloud, with 3 million plus patient records available, including 90,000 pregnancy every year. So we decided to digitalize MC handbook to provide access to the educational information and the personal health records to the mothers, as well as send the messages or appointment or reminders, and also the message and communication tool. And again, thanks to JICA, we developed the application that started using Jordan in 2017. So how it look like? I hope this video works. The patient have to enter their ID number to get access and enter the service. So like in the previous speakers, they can post their own photos of the patient, show the gross monitoring curve, and also the appointment system in the internet, offering the application. They can add anything they wish to add. So how many mothers are using MCH applications, EMCH applications? That as I said, we have around 90,000, to be precise, on average 86,000 deliveries every year. And then on the right side is showing the number of registrations, basically mothers who utilize this. So at the end of the last year, it's 186,000 people registered in the EMCH applications. In 2019, we have a big campaign in Gaza, so we have a quite a large number, but every year around 20 to 30,000 mothers are registering this. So which is around 20-30% of the entire mothers. But in case of Jordan, it's close to more than 50% of the mothers are using the registration. So it is very good. And how they are benefiting. The first one is educational information, as I said. And digitalized information are available in the applications. And sorry, it's all in Arabic, but the antenatal care and the baby care, there are many other informations available. It's more than the MCH handbook contains. At the same time, this is the personal medical record or health record. And the ordinary antenatal care records and the postnatal care records, but also that there are many other records available. One typical one is the child outpatient visit. This is, I think, the baby visit for the anemia, and they receive the care. Because that our electronic, our EMCH application is connected our EMR, and so that all the information are sent to the EMCH application from our EMR. So it's updated. At the same time, that notifications works very well. They like it because that we send a reminder 1 day before the appointment time and 1 hour and 5 minutes before the appointment time. So these are the copies of the reminder that the mothers will receive in the applications. And then so that's also very much like the system. At the same time, it's all good communications. We send a large number of awareness messages. And then this is still one way, but since this year, it goes the 2 ways. And then so inquiries starting from this year, number is still small, but it's a good start. In the future, we want to introduce chatbot, but not yet there. But recently, most important part is that the COVID-19 messages. In this part of the world that we have a quite extensive lockdown, and then that we send a message through this application where the lockdown is taking place. At the same time that the people who need a chronic medication like diabetes and others, we also send it through this application, how we can manage the home deliveries, where to contact. And then of course, a common message, hygiene, awareness, and the videos, and available service, which services are available in the health centers. And in case of Gaza, we started telemedicine. So information on telemedicine was also sent through these applications. And now it's a vaccination campaign. It is the most important health intervention. Then we send in vaccination campaign messages to the mothers. Challenges, of course, there are lots of challenges. There are many challenges, important challenges, but 2 important challenges is monitoring utilizations. As I said, almost close to 200,000 persons register. So that's really good. But how many of them are using how many times, how frequently they are using this? We realize that the system cannot tell yet. Our system was not meant to count these numbers. And so that we recently started to encourage the EMCH, the diabetes, hypertension, or ENC smartphone applications, and we face the same challenges. So these are the very preliminary result of the very early study of the ENCD, which we recently started. Among the 73 downloaded, only 3 of them are using daily, and 5 of them that every 1 to 3 weeks, and then 13 of them every 1 to 3 months, and then not yet used is almost 70%, 50. However, there's a catch here, because that even if they don't use this, they receive the reminder of the appointment, they receive the health education, and they can exchange, so that this does not mean that they are not using at all. So that is our challenge, how to monitor the utilization. Because by knowing the utilization, our original idea, which we developed an ENCD smartphone application, so it's too small, but it's a log frame for the ENCD. The idea is that the more people use, the more behavior change, and hopefully the better control of diabetes, and similar for the MCH. But without this information, it's very difficult to monitor. So that is our biggest challenge, on top of the acceptance and other things. So 2 more slides. So what we have learned from EMCH applications, what worked well is people like it. Smartphone applications, people like it. and the number tells everything. At the same time, we have electronic medical records that will help a lot. Probably it is a good prerequisite to use the EMCH applications because that we transfer the data from the EMR to the EMCH application, individual data. So EMCH application have the latest information for the mothers and the babies and the fathers and everybody. And the notification communication is very good. Appointment reminder is always appreciated. And the COVID-19 information is very good. At the same time, what need to work better is that we needed to have a logic model in advance, which we had it in ENCD because that's a lesson we learned. And the EMCH, we excited, let's go digital, but we did not have a detailed logic model. That's important. And also that we do not have yet that systems are ready to monitor the utilizations and the frequency of utilizations. And then at the same time that we need a more detailed social culture digitalization assessment. What I meant by is we did a survey among the ENCD, and then a lesson we learned: who owns the mobile phone does not always mean the mother. Who uses it also does not always mean the mother. There could be a smartphone for one family, and this could be used by everybody. So there are so many issues that affect the utilization of the smartphones in the family. Nevertheless,
هلا تطبيق صحة الأم والطفل تطبيق كتير سهل. فكرة مجرد ما سمعت عن فكرة موجودة بعيادة المركز الصحي دغري عملت سيرته، ما أخذ مساحة كتير عن الجهاز. في لفتة حلوة كانت على الابليكيشن إنه صور الأطفال وصور الأم، فبتحس إنه عم تتعامل مع داتا لايف بحياتك. ففكرة حلو فكرة إنه أنت تشوف صورة ابنك عم يكبر مع التطبيق، صراحة كتير حلوة. هلا بالنسبه للاطفال بدي احب احكي عن يعني لفته صارت معي، انه ابني صابته حمى قلاعيه، جبته على المركز الصحي هون اخذ علاج، ولما تطورت معه الاعراض شوي اضطريت اخذه على دكتور خاص. فمجرد الدكتور ما سالني شو اسم العلاج اللي اخذه، انا ما كنت مركزه باسم العلاج، مجرد ما فتحت التطبيق كانت المعلومات معمول لها داونلودينج وطلت له اسم العلاج بسهوله. تاني نقطة بحب أحكي عنها كان حملي هاي ريسك، وكان كتير يعملوا لي هون فحوصات ومتابعات نوزن سكري ضغط، فكان المعلومات هاي صعب كلها استوعبها. فكره انه عم يعملوا لها ابديتنج على الابلكيشن كانت كتير حلوه، ما كنت اتغلب مجرد ان اطول اي معلومه بالنسبه للتطبيق.
So if the mother is happy, what's the problem? Probably there's no problem. I say it's a good start. That's all. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much for your contribution, Mr. Seta. And I think, yeah, your final sentence, indeed, that's very important. And I think it's also interesting you shared your experiences among, yeah, a special vulnerable population in the Middle East, and that you're really able to reach out and also implement. And of course, there are still challenges, but I think I'm impressed by what you're doing there and what your results are. So that's, yeah, thank you very much for sharing again.